Okay, reconnecting. It says reconnecting. If you're here, pop into the chat. I'm not sure exactly how long this is going to last, to be honest with you. Because I'm at the cancer center right now, and girlfriend's getting her pump off. So I figured I would kill a little time with a very quick live stream and talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on with Amazon and how it could actually affect your preparedness. It sounds a little odd, but I'm going to wait until I get at least one person in here. This is really, really weird. This is really weird their YouTube, because, okay, it looks like there might be one person in here. Make sure you check in. Rose, good to see you. Good afternoon, young lady. Good afternoon. We're going to give it a second to try and populate a little bit more. The YouTubes are not being nice to people this afternoon. So we got here Mr. Shelton. There we go. We got Beecher showed up. We got here Tina Price. Good to see you, Tina. Hello, guys. Good to see you. Who we got here? Who else is popping in here? I can't read these damn things. It's such a pain in the buttocks. So I guess we got enough to get started here. If you guys did not know this, right now, has anyone here ordered something from Amazon and it's like, oh, it's on the way. Oh, it's going to be delivered. It's going to be delivered on this day, and then halfway through that day, it's oh, it's going to show up tomorrow. What Amazon alert? Hey Mario, good to go. If you've had that happen, do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat. I'm kind of curious. I know that there's some stuff that is going on with them, but I think it's affecting people by their individual towns. Hey, Tucson Prepper, good to see you. So here's what I know. I'm a huge believer in interpersonal relationships. Posts like, go through the drive-through. No. I'm going to go to the CVS. I'm going to talk to the people. We're going to be friends, and I do that everywhere I go. It's kind of like an old thing that I was taught to do when I was a recruiter. I just thought it was FedEx in my area. No. It's Amazon. Amazon is having some problems. Well, they're problems that they've created themselves. Unfortunately, they're not learning from past history. Okay, so check this. So last, I want to say it was May, Amazon announced to the U.S. Postal Service that they were thinking about not using the U.S. Postal Service. U.S. Postal Service has been under contract annually for about $3.6 million. I want to add a B to that, but I just can't say that, and say yes, that's the truth. But it could be $3.6 billion. Just remember 3.6. So anyway, do the Googleage. Hey, what's going on, Debbie? So what they've done is they're exploring different opportunities, different ways to get your packages to you. And they literally let the Postal Service know that, oh, by the way, our contract's going to be terminated. I want to say it's the end of this month, but don't hold me to that. Once again, do your own work. What's up, Cindy? So they go, basically give the U.S. Postal Service, a quick throat punch, like, "Cha, got you," right? And U.S. Postal Services does what they normally do. We're a government agency, and so the U.S. Postal Service is throwing some fits, because they might be like, well, everybody knows U.S. Postal Service has never made $1. They're technically a governmental business that has always operated in the red. They've not been able to pay for themselves ever, right? So would you prefer buy in person? But since COVID can't walk, find it all stores, they have to order as well. Okay, I'm not sure if there was a real question in there, but we just had a package delivered by FedEx. Said delivered, showed up 2 days later by USPS. Yes. So here's the deal. So the U.S. Postal Service is playing reindeer games um, with packages. They're playing reindeer package games with packages. I have a relationship with the people that work in my post office, and this little town that I live in is a very tight-knit community that actually has, like, postal workers that live in it, that has USPS drivers. I'm sorry, not US, but UPS drivers, that has FedEx drivers, town council. They're all engaged on this issue because basically the U.S. Postal Service locally has said that, oh, by the way, as of a certain date, we're no longer delivering Amazon products. So if you order something through Amazon and they pay for the U.S. Postal Service to get it to you, they're not going to get it to you. So they're pushing things to a very tight friction order, and what I literally do. And here's the thing: here's how I know that there's some real nefarious stuff going on there with the Postal Service, not Amazon, with the Postal Service, because I have packages now delivered to a PO box. And traditionally, what happens is you can follow it through your Amazon order tracking, and it's like, hey, when that truck backs up and starts beep, 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 backing up, right? All the geotags go off and it says delivered. Now, I can't touch it till 11 a.m. because that's when it's available, right, through my post office box. But it says delivered. I have not seen that in weeks. There's always something wrong. And so I fully anticipate, and UPS and FedEx are going to try and take advantage of this, okay? So anything that's going through the U.S. Postal Service that's originating at an Amazon distribution center, it appears that it is purposely being delayed, mishandled, sometimes lost. So you should probably be aware that this is actually happening, okay? Mine goes to the P.O. box. Mine too. Every order that I've made in the past 2 weeks, I'm like, hey, I know about this. They told us that this is a problem. I'm sending it directly to the P.O. box. But yet I'm still having these issues. So it's like the Amazon drones aren't making it where they're supposed to go, or something like that. But there is some stuff going on in the background that it's basically an internal squabble between the U.S. Postal Services that's looking to lose 3.6 oodles of dollars, okay, annually, and Amazon trying to figure out how they can save money on shipping. Now, I thought they had a pretty sweet gig, to be honest with you. They're using the U.S. government to ship all their packages, and Amazon is the biggest, pusher of product on the planet, But I think Amazon kind of screwed up because they used, so if you remember, if you're old enough to remember UPS, hey, what's going on? Is that Andy? Yeah, present. Good to see you, Broseph. Guys, do me a favor, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It just helps. It just helps. But years ago, if you're in the ham radio history knowledge books, no, it's not a real thing. I'm just using verbiage to make you visualize what I'm speaking about. But if you're into that thing, then you know that there were specific ham frequencies that were set aside by the U.S. government that were purchased by UPS. Okay. Who's that? Oh, I thought I knew that guy. By UPS, and they were going to use that because UPS was going to expand and deliver everything. They thought they were going to take over the U.S. Postal Service, their own ham frequencies. Okay. Message held for review. That should be interesting. Should I look at it? Guys, should I look at that message or not? Let me know in the chat. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Yeah, and then UPS is like, whoa, this issue is way bigger than we think it is. And this is UPS saying this. You know what I'm saying? 6-7. I gotcha. Somebody got me the other day. A teenager got me the other day. I was like, yeah, there's like 6 or 7 over there, and he just kind of glared at me, right? He's like, odd choice of words. I was like, well, there's like 6 or 7 cookies over there. And he just looked at me like I was crazy. And when we just started laughing. All right, hold on a second here. Let me see what this dipstick type. Let's see, view. Let's see here. You look like you can tell me a, oh, man, I can't read this. A bedtime story. That's not bad. I'm gonna show that. I don't know why it tagged that. Sorry, try again. Okay, show. It keeps telling me sorry, try again, but I don't see how that was. What up, local prepper? PBN family, good to see you, Broseph. Good to see you. Good to see you. So they tried this years ago with UPS, and UPS was like, "Whoa, guys, this is bigger. We may have bitten off more than we can chew," and that's why they moved to having, basically using cellular technology and geotags, that kind of stuff, which was actually a smarter move. So I don't know what Amazon thinks they're going to do, internally. At their in the city with that whole, hey, you can actually get stuff in an hour, stuff like that. Hey, that all works. But for the rural communities, it don't work, Bruno. If anybody here is in Amazon and you're listening, it doesn't work out here, and you will lose customers out here so fast it's not even funny. It just, if you think about it, Amazon just since 2019 really got a foothold in rural areas. Anything that we want in the rural areas, that the local Wally World doesn't have, then that's our go-to. And we know that inside anywhere from 3 days to 4 days, we're going to have something. You know what I'm saying? And I got another message. Hold on. Let's see what this dipstick's saying. All right, let's see here. Love the stream. Just quick. And I really wish I could read that. Let me take this off. I want to read that one. He wrote me a paragraph. Give me a second here. Okay. Love the stream. Just quickly. Sister and I. Oh man, that's just sick. You got your rise out of me. That hidden. Where are we at here? Let's just hide the user from the channel. I'm gonna hide that. That's just crazy. Anyway, let's see here. I have encountered this with other vendors as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of, so FedEx doesn't do super great in my area. I don't know why, but I also know that they come between 2 and 3 p.m. when on their delivery date. So they actually have like a window for my particular area that I know that those things are going to show up. You know what I'm saying? UPS is hit and miss, but they pretty much deliver on time. I guess the question is like, where is the flow going to go? And one of the problems that the U.S. Postal Service has is that they have like, how do I equate this to something easy to understand? They have a certain rhythm, okay? And when something screws up that rhythm, the whole system is crap. The whole system just falls apart. And then they have to reestablish this rhythm, where you're getting things as advertised based on the delivery date, okay? And it's just kind of weird, but like I said, the whole purpose of this unscheduled live stream was just to make sure people knew that the U.S. Postal Service is playing games. It's not a complaint. It's not an observation. These are facts. They're provable. And that it's going to affect anybody who is dependent on Amazon for their preparedness. If you have just ordered a bunch of stuff, I would be tracking it meticulously. There has actually been several cases in the last 2 weeks with me in general where I had ordered something and I literally just get order received because they're having such issues with actually delivering products. You know what I'm saying? Like companies that are trying to get stuff delivered that normally deliver stuff using USPS USPS can't get their products delivered because they are working with Amazon. You know, make Amazon great again. is that what Brick was doing? That was awesome, West Virginia Pappy. Make Amazon great again. Um, I it's also kind of funny too, because here I am talking about Amazon, but like 2 years ago, people are like, "Oh, it's a bunch of China crap. You don't order. Screw Amazon. Buy locally." You know what I'm saying? And well, your local stores are, let's see, like a card shop or a freaking, like a hobby shop, with polyplanes and it's like those are your local stores. You buy local. Because Food Lion, that's a national conglomerate. That's not local, bro. So, Cindy says, I just get messages saying cannot deliver to your address, but that's been going on for a long time. Yeah, there you go. We have a new PPA program. Nobody knows what that is. Type out those letters for us so we know what that is. The game. And appreciate you. I don't recognize you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. But yeah, it's like, so 2 years ago, everybody was screaming buy local and screw Amazon. And now we're all freaking like addicted to Amazon because it actually is doing what we want it to do. And now I get a lot of preps. From Amazon, but they're things that like I can't source locally. You know what I'm saying? Still haven't typed out what PPA is, the game. Appreciate you, bro. And if anybody knows what PPA is, that would be great. The Indianapolis hub has just had issues for months, and not just Amazon. Parcels could have come from any shop. Even had order of chicks lost there last year, died in transit. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. I hate to say it, but if I were ordering chicks, I would probably time it so that I can get them from the local Tractor Supply, or I would get them from someplace that's local and like maybe try to like plan out the process, just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Where we at here? What's Peppies? The game warden to drop by your house to talk solar panel purchase. Well, that's interesting. I mean, yeah, that's interesting. That is that a bad thing or a good thing? Because I would make the game wardens my friends. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people to try to make everybody your friends, especially people that are in positions of any type of authority, that have even a sliver of control over your life. They should be your friends. And I'm not saying drinking buddies. I'm not saying like, hey, let's go out and party tonight. I'm talking about just being like, cordial to each other. You know each other. Oh, that guy's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. The game in the chat. I don't know what that game in the chat is. The game wanted to drop. The game wanted to drop by your house to talk solar panel purchase. The game. Oh, am I missing something here, guys? We have a long PPA. So I sell solar D2D. Okay. Well, I think that's great. House panel. I'm curious if you qualify. Can I drop by your house later? Oh, come on, man. This reminds me of those like advertisements. Hey, did you know that North Carolina has a great deal in solar panels for people who just get it in there? Blah blah blah. And I hope you had to have seen these things. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. America for BLK and Brown. That's dumb. How about America for Americans? Let's see here. Just because of this guy, I wanted the world to survive, just so he has wasted his money on prepping. That's interesting, but yeah, I eat my preps, and everything that I have that I've spent money on preparedness is because genuinely I live, my house is in Hurricane Alley, and we have hurricanes, and I've been up to 9 days without power. So you clearly don't know what you're talking about. Don't be a loser, man. Take the win. Take the win. Let's see here. Hey, everybody. Got the Game Changer. Good to see you, bro. Let's see here. They are doing God's work. Okay, good. Good. I don't know what that's all about. It looks like the YouTube's algorithm has pushed us out to a newer group of people. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, guys, as well as subscribe if you are truly into knowing about some of the things that have to do with preparedness. But like today's subject that you have, unfortunately, Amazon has made you miss out on is the fact that the U.S. Postal Service is not going to be receiving $3.6 million next year. Well, actually, no, and the end of the contract is January. So. And so, yeah, we're having little problems getting our stuff from the Amazons. I like Amazons. All right, so we're still sitting out here waiting for the girlfriend to come out of the cancer treatment center. She's getting her pump removed today. And while we're doing that, I guess we could throw some stuff in the chat. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions are. And even you trolls, if you just want to say something unbelievably ridiculous, I guess we'll see that too. All right. My wife works for Amazon. Well, that's interesting. Does she wear a suit and tie, a dress, or does she wear a yellow protective "don't run me over" vest? I guess that's the real question. You can do it. I believe in you. What else are we going to talk about here, guys? Otherwise, I'm just going to shut the dang thing down. That's how people think I talk anyway, because I look like this. A variety of protests worldwide. Yeah, there's a variety. It's been a variety. It's been like a smorgasbord of protests. I would caution, instantly, West Virginia Pappy, thanks for bringing that up. I would caution people on believing what they're being told and believing what they're seeing more than anything else. A couple days ago, it was 10,000 Iranians have been killed by their government's public hangings. And they had the video to back up their statements, and turns out it was all true. It was all false. Yeah, magical. Artificial intelligence has been used, is getting used. And here's the thing. You would think that those kind of things would be getting done by nefarious characters. But in most cases, it's being done by people who just want the clicks. That's all they want. They want to be seen. Like read this article this morning about this person who's like, what was the story? I'm trying to think here, because I remember more about the bullshittery of it, but than the actual article. Maybe it'll come to me in a second. But here's the thing. What they did was they wrote out this, and of course they're like news and breaking news, and they read out this, and it was like an entire article on X, right? And you're like, what in the hell is going on here? And then they're like source, and they're like naming off like all their sources, right? Like to make them what they're saying more legitimate. And what were their sources? Other news networks: CBS, ABC, NBC, CNN. And it's like, this is how the news, this is what I've been trying to tell people. The news is just getting regurgitated. And it's really, really bad amongst people that are on social media who just want attention. They just want attention. They're not making any money on it. They're not referring you to anybody, to a website of theirs or anything. They're literally just posting it out on social media because they want somebody to give them a thumbs up. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. And the story wasn't even like true. It's kind of mind blowing because any simpleton who's had any common sense beaten into them by even a single parent, would have enough logic to understand that what they were saying was a complete lie, backed up by more complete lies. It's pretty crazy. But I'm seeing more and more of it out there. Specifically, I'm seeing it on X. I don't really do a lot of Facebook stuff. But I'm seeing it out there on X, and it's just mind-blowing. That a week ago they tried to trick everybody into thinking that it was mass murder, like that just like Iranian officials are running through the machetes, chopping people's arms off, and just because they were there. There was another one this morning where they were talking about how it's being underreported. The mainstream media is underreporting that the people in Iran are destroying businesses and looting things. It's like, okay, well, yeah, I mean they're a millisecond away from a full-blown revolution where they take up arms against their government. What do you think they're going to do? It's like, yeah, it's being underreported because that's not sensational. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Let's see. Start winter sowing seeds now outdoors in plastic jugs. Yeah, definitely. If you could do them indoors too. I mean, I know a lot of people that'll do that. They'll just find a window and start sowing seeds. I think that's great. For footballers, the Chicago Bears, and the Kansas City Chiefs are looking for new DIDs as well. KC is to move across the state line. Bears, Southern Burb, or Indiana. I don't know. I don't know if the Bears would be like. I don't know if the Bears would be the Bears without Chicago. I don't know. Let's see here. If you're into football, have you heard about the Jags moving to Orlando until 2028? I have not. A variety of protests. No, she wears vest. She wears the vest. I gotcha. Well, I mean, the 99% of them do wear that. Where we're talking about the difference between somebody who's white collar and blue collar. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, work is work. If they want to pay you $17 an hour to make sure that the electronic box moving machines work, do it, because that's an AI job right there, man. That's an AI job right there. At some point it's the algorithm's going to catch up and the AI is going to take over, and a lot of those Amazon jobs are going to go away. I think Amazon fired like 20,000 people in the last 6 months simply because of automation. So, let's see here. The Bears have property in a burb, but looking. Gotcha. I gotcha. I miss the 1980s Bears. I miss the 1970s, 1980s Oakland Raiders. That's when a football team was a football team. You know what I'm saying? That's those guys were mean. They were so mean. This poor woman. All right, so I think that's. Unless is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Oh, I got a message here. The 70s Steelers. Oh yeah, there you go. Let's see here. Have you ever been on? Oh, gotta go, guys. Girlfriend's coming out. Later.